Hello folks, and welcome to HiFi News, etc. And it's a pretty straightforward video for you this time around because, as per usual, we have a trivia question. I'll give you that in a second. And the rest of this video will be HiFi News because I'm playing catch up again. So there are 6 items for you, and I'm going to keep them fairly brief-ish just to get through them all. So, trivia. Now, the theme for the past couple of trivia questions has been the City of London. I'm going to continue the place area theme, this time France. And I'm going to lay myself open to some quite appalling French pronunciation. So, any of my dearest French viewers out there or natural French speakers, I do apologize to you right now and right here. Anyway, here's the question. And it's a pretty short question. Which British album in the 1960s was given the French title Quatre Garçons dans l'Avant? And I will put the actual title, so you know what it really means, at the bottom of the screen. One more time. Which British album of the 1960s was given the French title of Quatre Garçons dans l'Avant? I hope that was even close to the real pronunciation. Again, apologies. Anyway, please don't do any research. Please don't put that title in the Google Translate because you'll know the answer. Have a little think. It's a bit of fun. So I will tell you the answer at the end of this video, and then you can go, oh, yeah, of course. I will give you 6 HiFi news items to consider your answer. And here's the first of those news items. First up, we have a couple of speakers from a Serbian company called Velkinac. Velkinac, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Again, probably haven't, hey? Well, that's the surname of the owner, Ivan Velkinac, and the speakers are called the FiiO 2 SE+. Now, the full name of this Serbian hi-fi company is Velkinac Audio Lab, and I really only have sketchy details for this particular product, but I'll give you what I have. These speakers, as I say, are called the FiiO 2 SE+. And the look of these speakers, well, they really hit you when you take a gander. Apparently, there are no joins to be seen on the outside of this cabinet, which is a testament to the finish. The actual cabinet itself is based on 19mm of MDF, and the speakers themselves weigh in at 6.5 kilograms each. Inside, the company has used diffusers and resonators to aid sound quality. Now, the ornate grille that you can see here is supposed to remain in place and is part of the designed sound envelope. Now, whenever I review speakers, the first thing I do is rip off the front mounted grilles. Well, you're not supposed to do that with these speakers here. Sensitivity on these speakers is just 85 decibels into 8 ohms, and they span 167mm by 297 by 250 millimeters. And I have a single euro price for you at 2,650 euros. Next up, we have a low-cost accessory called the Echelon AirPods Pro. From a company called, I think it's Mujjo. Again, apologies, I probably got that wrong. This one is aimed at owners of 2nd generation Apple AirPods and AirPods Pro 1st generation. So this product is a wireless charging compatible case that features vegetable tanned eco leather that's rated gold for environmental standards, if that's important to you. There's a front cutout that displays charging progress, while a clip is included for your keys or your bag or whatever. At the bottom, there's a little opening to allow sound alerts to emanate forth, and there's a side opening for a lanyard attachment. And for syncing purposes, there's a molded leather button and cutout. Price for this little thing is either £39 or $39. And I didn't mention, did I? But if you want to check out these products, down in the description, I'll put some links for you. Next up, we have some digital audio players from Sony. Now, the Japanese tech giant has released 2 new digital audio players under its Walkman banner. They are, and these names as ever trip off the tongue, the NWA306 and the NWZX707. In terms of prices, well, for the 306, you're looking at either $349 or €399 or £322. As for the 707, I only have a dollar price at the moment, and that's $899. Now, there are differences between the two. The 707 has a larger screen, as you might expect, but the 306 has the larger battery life, almost 50% more, actually. The 707, well, that comes with a balanced socket. Both units support MQA and DSD. The 707 is much the heavier of the two, though, at 227 grams, as opposed to the 306's 113 grams. Internally, well, that's a whole new bag of chips. The 707 has a storage capacity built in of 64 gigs, as opposed to 32 gigs on the 306. Also, the 707 uses similar tech as found in the older Signature model. So that means high-quality components aimed at sound quality, such as high-end capacitors, for example. Both units feature S-Master HX digital amp technology that's been independently developed for the Walkman range. That is, it's compatible with native DSD. It also claims to reduce distortion and noise across a wide range of frequencies. Oh, and surprise, surprise, both of these Walkmans have been created using AI. You watch, soon even tins of baked beans will say that they've been created using AI. It's gonna happen. It's the advertiser's new toy. Anyway, both units here use the so-called Edge AI in something called the DSEE Ultimate, and that stands for Digital Sound Enhancement Engine, because of course it does. And what does it do? Well, apparently it upscales compressed digital music to improve the sound quality. Next up, we're going to a low-cost all-in-one box. This particular box has been created by Lenco. It's called the DIR-270WD. I'm going to call it the 270 because of brevity. This is a luggable all-in-one, and this unit features a slot-loading CD player. You get Bluetooth. You can use it with Wi-Fi. There's a DAB, FM, and internet radio inside, and there are 4 memory slots in software to store your favorite radio stations. Plus, there's support for Spotify Connect. Also included are USB and auxiliary ports. The whole thing is driven by a 2x10 watt amplifier and can be controlled via its 2.8-inch TFT screen. One little oddity is the built-in 5-day weather forecast app for your area. There's also a built-in alarm clock and timer, plus sleep timer and snooze function. Right now, I only have a euro price, and that is €201. Next, we have a new product from FiiO. Is it FiiO? I've always pronounced it FiiO, or is it FiiO, or is it some combination of the two? Anyway, I'm going to call it FiiO, unless someone knows better. This particular one is called the R7, and it's the company's first ever all-in-one desktop unit. You can even add speakers to it if you wish. In fact, FiiO obviously recommends a pair of their own, the SP3 powered speakers. As for the R7, well, it features a pair of ESS Sabre ES9060A AS DACs. You also get 64 gigs of internal storage with sockets for SD to expand that internal memory to 2 terabytes. You also get USB, optical, and coax. There is a 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi option, plus Bluetooth 5.0. There's also AirPlay supported, while the R7 is Roon ready. The R7 runs Android 10 and can handle most streaming services, including the usual suspects: Tidal, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, and also SoundCloud. A headphone amplifier is built in to take wired and wireless units. Single-ended 6.35mm and balanced 4.4mm connections are featured. So that will be what? Pentacon, hey. As is a 4-pin XLR output. There are also 5 gain level modes for this head amp. They include low, medium, high, super high, and ultra high. For prices, well, I have 3 of them, either $750 or £650 or €582. Next up, to celebrate the trivia question, we're going over to France once more for a set of speakers. So, the French-based Revival Audio has announced the Sprint 3 and 4 speakers. The 3 are standmans, the 4 floor standers. Both speaker types are available in walnut, blonde oak, and matte black. The Sprint 3 features a 28mm, which is what, just over an inch, RASC soft dome tweeter and built-in ARID, which means anti-reflection inner dome, patented technology. This tweeter has a specialized back chamber design. Just below that is a BSC, which stands for Basalt Sandwich Construction, 7-inch mid-bass unit. Both of these units use something called an Electron front baffle. This is a Revival Audio creation, and as you can see by the pictures, it's a curvy affair. It actually acts as a sort of waveguide while reducing diffraction from the cabinet itself. The Sprint 3 is a 6-ohm design with 87 decibels of sensitivity and needs an amplifier of around 30 watts to get moving. As for the floor stander, the Sprint 4, well, that uses the same tweeter and 2 of those mid-bass units I mentioned. These floor standers are 4-ohm designs with a 89 decibel sensitivity, but they will need an amplifier of somewhere around 30 to 50 watts in power to get these speakers performing properly. Now I have a whole host of prices for you, including the specialist stands for the Sprint 3. So I'm going to put them all on screen at the same time. And that's your lot. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video, this HiFi News special, you might call this. And before we go, let's give you the answer to that trivia question. And the question is, which British album of the 1960s was given the French title of Quatre Garçons dans le Vent? And the answer is A Hard Day's Night. The Beatles, of course. The film, too, was known to the French public as Quatre Garçons dans le Vent. For those whose French did not get beyond the first year, this should be taken to mean for trendy young men and not for boys in the wind. So now you know. Anyway, thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. Down yonder, there are some links for the products I've mentioned in this video. There's also a link to my Patreon page. And if you can support me on Patreon, I'd much appreciate that, please, because it keeps this channel going. And there's all kinds of other stuff over there, such as buyer's guides, exclusive videos, exclusive features and columns, and all kinds of other goodies. Check out the links below as my voice finally goes. What are those links? Facebook, my Facebook group, you're welcome to join that, and also my website, which has all kinds of stuff you will not find in this channel. So don't forget to check that out as well. I'll be back on Sunday with something hi-fi flavored and rather wonderful. This time, I think we've got some speakers for you. So tune in for that, why don't you? So I'll see you then, and I hope to have your company. Until that time, folks, bye-bye for now.